It's Alan Nelson in left field, Bob Guajardo in center, Kurt Hubert in right field for the Spartans today. Gene Wozniak at third, Tony Carosa at short, Chris Kafalis at second. It's Paul Pearson at first with Rich Rocco behind the plate, and Moga on the mound. The righty. Yep. His delivery. Did he go around? It was on the inside corner, and apparently he did. So McNulty could not hold up. Makes it 1-2. McNulty, the junior catcher, right-handed batter. Taps one fouled on the third base side. Golfed at that one, breaking down towards home plate. Keeps the count at 1-2. For top quality service, bring your car to Probst Union 76 in Montgomery. They handle tune-ups, shock replacements, brake work, the full line of auto services, and repair with mechanics on duty daily, plus some road service and towing. They sell Jensen radial tires, too, at Probst Union 76 with 30 years of experience at Main and Webster in Montgomery. The phone number 897-7413. Swing and a miss at one, breaking away in the dirt. Strike three. Another 1-2-3 inning for Moga. Still faces the minimum here through 5. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still Aurora U 9, Illinois Wesleyan nothing. Back in 90 seconds on 1580 WKKD. Leadoff man Kurt Hubert. We'll start at the bottom of the 5th for Aurora. First pitch from Bruce Beater in the dirt for a ball. Kurt Hubert has bounced out to third, struck out swinging, and singled and scored so far today. Spartans up 9-0, bottom of the 5th. There's a strike just over the belt. 1-1. Bob Guajardo would be next, then Chris Kafalis, top 3 of the Spartan order. Swing and a miss at one, tailing away. Makes it now 1-2 to Kurt. Well, Wesleyan has used 2 freshmen today, so they figure, well, it's not a conference game for them. Maybe they're not sending out their best, but you can't give all of that, you know, the main reason for a 9-0 score, because the starter, Chazar, was 2-0. So it's not like he was a bad pitcher. And the Spartans hit him hard. Hubert fouled that one off. And the 1-2 pitch. Bounces in, evens it up at 2-2. One hitter so far for Steve Moga. He has struck out 6 through 5 innings. Bruce Beater's delivery. Fly ball, deep left field. It could go. Gone. Kurt Hubert. Deep home run to left field. And the Spartans will come out to home plate to greet him. It's now 10-0, Aurora University. And they're well on their way to their 5th win of the year as Hubert met by a horde at home plate. Hubert, as we said, came in a .352 hitter. He had 2 homers and 4 ribbies. Will make that now 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in on the year for Kurt Hubert. 10-0 Aurora here, bottom of the 5th inning. The booming solo shot. It brings up Bob Guajardo. Fastball strike inside corner. 1 strike to Bob. Gee, all he's done today is go 2 for 2 with a walk, a single, a triple, and a base on balls. A run scored, 3 runs batted in. Curveball misses inside. 1-1 to Bob Guajardo. Came into this game hitting .600. He's well over that after 2 for 2 today. Tapper towards third. Yoder has to hurry. Throws in time. And Guajardo not too happy about the call. Very, very close play. But it's hard to argue when you're up 10-0. And he'll go back to the bench. But a fine play by Yoder. He charged it. Got it into the throwing hand in a hurry and made the nice play. 5-3 put out. 1 gone. Brings up Chris Kafalis, the second baseman. Has singled, bounced out to short, and bounced out to second. 1 for 3 for Chris Kafalis. First one outside, ball 1 to Kafalis. Rocco on deck. Of course, the NHL playoffs continue, although they might not continue for the Blackhawks much longer. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Blackhawks lose again to St. Louis, 3-2 last night, so the Blues now lead that series 2-0. Off day tonight before they come back to the stadium. Pitch is high for a ball. 2-1 to Cafalas. Detroit beat Toronto 6-2 last night, so that series in the Norris Division tied at 1 game apiece. Curveball, strike, outside corner, 2-2. In the Smythe Division, Edmonton Oilers beat Winnipeg 3-2. So Edmonton leads that series 2-0. That's no real surprise. That curveball bounced in the dirt. Fills it up 3-2 to Cafalas. Calgary outscored LA 6-4, so the Calgary Flames lead that series 2-0. Not much of a surprise either. Here's the pitch. 3-2. Went after it, didn't get it. Strikes out. So 2 down now for Rich Rocco, who has singled, flown out to center, singled again, scored once, and driven in a run.
Well, I told him the other day when he won 24.
Patrick Division playoffs last night. New Jersey Devils edged the Islanders 3-2. That series tied 1 apiece. Curveball. Misses a bit away. So it's 1 ball to Rich Rocco. Washington over Philadelphia 5-4 yesterday, so that series tied at 1. Pitch is low, 2 balls. In the Adams division of the NHL, Montreal Canadiens top Hartford yesterday 7-3. The Canadiens up in that series 2-0. And Boston beat Buffalo 4-1. Bruins lead that series 2-0. That one inside, pushes away Rocco. 3-0 to Rich. Gene Wozniak on deck. There's a strike, catches the outside corner, nice fastball, 3-1. So the Blackhawks against St. Louis on Saturday at the stadium, 7:30 start time for that one. After they lost 3-2 last night. Strike outside corner with that fastball. So after 3-0, it's now 3-2 to Rich Rocco. Dick Graham a goal for the Blackhawks yesterday in that game. Rick Vive also scored one. Low ball 4, so Rocco draws the base on balls. After 3-0, it was 3-2, but he still gets the walk. A man on, 2 out. Gene Wozniak has singled in the first, singled in the third, and took a called third strike in the fourth, 2 for 3, therefore. Mason was in the nets for Chicago last night, faced 31 shots. Managed 28 saves, but the Hawks lose 3-2. In the stretch, Beater tosses back to first base, just a light little fling. No play. There's one a bit harder, diving back head first that time, is Pucklin. Pucklin running is the courtesy runner for Rocco. Gets his lead again. Almost at the edge of that cutout. Throw back to first base, and once again he's sliding back in safely. Couple games in the NBA from yesterday. Atlanta Hawks defeat the New Jersey Nets 120-94. First pitch high for a ball. Ball 1 to Gene Wozniak. And the Houston Rockets top Utah 113-107. Tonight, Chicago Bulls back in action. Host the New York Knicks. Throw back to first, not in time. So it's the Bulls at home at the stadium. 7:30 start time against New York. New Jersey at Boston. Detroit Pistons play at Philadelphia tonight. Fastball backs Wozniak away. 2 balls. Milwaukee, the Bucks play at Cleveland. Indiana Pacers at Washington. Dallas Mavericks hosting Utah. There's a strike at the outside corner that Wozniak's not too pleased with, but Bob Mattingly makes the call. And it's 2-1. Denver Nuggets at San Antonio. Lakers hosting the Clippers. Phoenix at Golden State, and Portland at Seattle. Tapper towards short. Vogel up with it, flips to second for the force out to retire the side. So Wozniak, the fielder's choice to end it. The 6-4 put out. At the end now of 5 complete. After Kurt Hubert's home run, it is now Aurora University 10, Illinois Wesleyan nothing. Back in 90 seconds on WKKD. And it's Mark Vasco back at Aurora U. Top of the 6th inning. Spartans on top of Wesleyan by a 10-0 tally. Leadoff man Kurt Vogel fouled off the first pitch. 1 strike to Vogel. Shortstop, the freshman from Naperville North, 0 for 1 so far, has bounced out to third. Steve Moga on the mound has a 1-hitter going. He has faced the minimum. Sidearm fastball, tap foul again. 2 strikes to Vogel. It's 7, 8, 9 in the order. Vogel, Lambert, and Seifert, or Seifert due up, I should say, for the Titans. Moga gave up a leadoff single to Ron Yoder, and ever since then, no problem. He got Yoder out trying to steal, so it's been the minimum all the way. They struck out 6 through the first 5. Curveball, swing and a miss. Set up another one. Make that 7 Ks, and every one of them has been a swinging strikeout. So 1 down for Tim Lambert, the second baseman. He bounced out to the pitcher Moga back in the 3rd inning, so he is 0 for 1. So Moga's only given up 1 hit, has not walked the batter, has now struck out 7. Looks into Rocco. First pitch. Took something off of that one. Tapper towards third. Wozniak has the long throw. He's behind the bag, but he still gets him. Nice throw from Wozniak. Standing on the line right behind the third base bag. Fired it across the diamond. Pearson makes the stretch and the out. 5-3 put out. Means 2 gone for Chris Seifert, the center fielder. He was one of those strikeout victims back in the 3rd for his only at bat so far. 2 out, nobody on. Here in the 6th for Wesleyan.
Behind that other building, the gymnasium,
Steve Moga, the righty.
Yeah, I suppose.
Sidearm fastball. Misses the outside corner. 1 ball. One of the few batters he's been behind it all today.
Well, I better go home and see if the neighbors are included.
Took something off of that one. Missed a bit low. 2-0. On deck, leadoff man Ron Yoder. Moga backs off the mound. Now we'll climb back up and get ready. Here's the pitch. There's a strike outside corner at the belt, 2-1. Not much wind today. It started up a bit windy, but as the afternoon has gone on, has died down. Just a gorgeous day. 2-1 pitch. That one missed apparently a bit inside. Makes it now 3-1. And Steve got a bit of a smile on his face as he backed off the mound. Now he's ready for the 3-1. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So first walk of the day for Moga. Second base runner of the day for Wesleyan. The only other base runner of the day is the man now standing in the batter's box. That's Ron Yoder. Had the leadoff single, but Rocco gunned him down trying to steal. And unless they get Seifert stealing, so much for facing the minimum. But we'll see what happens, as Moga will go for the stretch today, only for the 2nd time, and looks into Rocco. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That one bounces in. Rocco, the nice save. It's ball 1. Ball 1 to Ron Yoder. He's the 3rd baseman for Wesleyan. Well, I saw where the Aurora fast pitch team has finally figured out what they're going to call him. Of course, they have the new sponsor, All Steel. The nickname will be the Steelers. Not much of a surprise, but it's official. They'll be the Aurora Steelers this year in fast pitch action. Sidearm. That one misses a bit away. 2-0. So after being ahead of hitters all day long, he's fallen behind the last 2. Rocco gives the sign. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike right down the middle, makes it 2-1. Also saw where a TV station, they said that Larry Brown, who happened to lead Kansas to the NCAA championship this past Monday, wound up going back to coach UCLA. Tapper towards third. Wozniak has it bounce off his knee, picks it up, will not bother to throw. They'll call it the E5. Slow roller, knocked off the glove and the knee. Means that Seifert goes to second base, Yoder to first. First and second, 2 gone for John Ralph, the right fielder, who has lined out to center and struck out swinging. 0 for 2, but then there's a lot of 0 for today for the Wesleyan Titans. So 2 outs, 2 on for John Ralph, and Rocco went out for a quick little conference with Steve Moga. Still has the 1-hitter going, but that has been an error and a base on balls. It was CBS TV's This Morning show. Jim Lampley quoted sources he didn't name as saying Larry Brown had agreed to a contract on Thursday to once again coach UCLA. Of course, he took UCLA to the 1980 NCAA championship game. Larry Brown did. And Lampley said that agreement was for 5 years. There's a strike. Outside corner to Ralph. So 1 strike with 2 on, 2 out. Bill Anderson on deck. Brown would take over for Walt Hazard, who was fired on March the 30th after he took the Bruins to a 16-14 season. Hazard's 4-year record, only 77-47. And for the Bruins, they don't accept that. In the stretch, Moga's pitch, sidearm fastball. There's a strike. Same exact place as the last one. And it's 2 strikes on John Ralph. Brown took over the Bruins for the 79-80 season, then 80-81.
They were the cellar dwellers for how many years?
Then he left to coach the NBA's New Jersey Nets.
There a couple of years, and they're right back in.
Now he's back, of course, and has an NCAA champion in Kansas. Now they say he'll go back to UCLA. Time called as Moga was in the middle of a pitch, went through with it, but it doesn't count. Aurora University has a 10-0 lead here, top of the 6th inning. Wesleyan will only have 1 more at bat in this ballgame unless they can push across a run here in this inning because of that 10-run rule here in a 9-inning contest. Swing tapper towards third, foul. Wozniak scoops it up backhanded in foul territory for a strike. Stays 0-2. For all your favorite pastimes, see General's Trophy and Sport in Aurora. Have a wide selection of bowling accessories, fishing equipment, tackle, athletic apparel, shoes, baseball, softball equipment at General's Trophy and Sport, 3 miles west of the Fox Valley Mall on East New York Street. There's also a Jono's Main Surplus in downtown Aurora. Well, they're one of our 1580 radio sports watch boosters. Appreciate them being along for the baseball season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Sidearm fastball tapped right back to Moga, but he could not field it. Goes under his glove. Carrozza picked it up. The shortstop fakes the throw but does not toss it. On all defense, it was a tough play for Moga. Had to come off the mound of the third base side. Had the backhanded stab, but it went under the glove. Carrozza finally tracked it down, but it's an infield single, only the 2nd of the day for Illinois Wesleyan. But what it does, though, is fill the bases for a home run hitter. Seifert at third, Yoder at second, Ralph at first, 2 outs, but the batter is Bill Anderson, who was struck out and bounced out to second. The left-handed batter, though, tied for the team lead in homers. He has 2 with 12 ribbies on the year. Also ties him for the team lead. Swings at that one. Just gets a piece of it for a strike. So it's 1 strike as it dropped to the feet of Rich Rocco, the catcher. 1 strike to Anderson. Left fielder Scott Sands on deck. That song where the fast pitch team in a row will be called the Steelers, sponsored by All Steel. Also, I've heard that the other major fast pitch team in a row, Doran and Murphy, as that pitch misses low and away, 1-1, may end up with Dennis Savard of the Blackhawks playing fast pitch for them this year. And I guess for the first time, Dennis is not going to go back to Canada for the summer. He's going to stick around here, and he has been a fast pitch player up in Canada before. May end up playing for D&M. Wouldn't that be nice? Tapper towards short. Carrozza bobbles it, picks it up, scoops to second to Kafalis for the out. That's second base to retire the side. They threaten, leave the bases loaded, move along. Bottom of the 6th inning, score stays. Aurora University 10, Illinois Wesleyan nothing. Back in 90 seconds on 1580. Back in Aurora U, bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 10-0 Aurora University edge. Leadoff man is Jeff Potts for Aurora. Takes that one for a strike. Potts, right-handed batter. Against Bruce Beater. Tapper towards short. Third baseman cuts in front. Yoder's throw gets out Jeff Potts. So Potts retired. Potts on the day 0 for 4, but he had reached on a fielder's choice and an error as well, and scored once. Bounces out 5-3 there. 1 gone for Paul Pearson, the first baseman. Singled and scored in the 2nd. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. Walked in the 4th. 2 for 2, therefore, as he stands in. Beater in relief of Bob Chazar. Curveball in there for a strike. 1 strike to Pearson. Alan Nelson on deck, followed by the number 9 hitter, Tony Carrozza, if they get that far. Spartans have scored in every inning. Curveball, deep fly, left field, curving towards the line. It is foul. Well, 3:25 down the lines. That one would have been gone, too. 3:25 down the lines. It's 3:75 to dead center here at Aurora University. Field in great shape. Of course, after the nice day yesterday, that certainly helped. Fastball misses outside to Pearson. 1-2 count to Paul. Defensively again for Wesleyan, Scott Sands in left, Chris Seifert in center, John Ralph in right. It's Ron Yoder at third, Kurt Vogel at short, Tim Lambert at second base, Bill Anderson over at first, Brian McNulty behind home plate, and Bruce Beater on the mound. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., Nazareth at Aurora Central. We'll have that live. At noon, it's out here for Aurora U as Pearson follows that one off. Aurora U hosting Rockford for a twin bill and NAIC action at noon tomorrow. Have both games live on 1580. Naperville Central is at West Aurora tomorrow. We'll have that action after the Aurora U games. Their doubleheader doesn't start till 1:30, so we'll probably have the final game of that one. Possibly some of the first game. That one's fouled off as well by Paul Pearson. Stays a 1-2 count. So 4 games tomorrow, possibly 5, depending on how things go. Weather should be nice for all the baseball action on 1580 tomorrow. Strike on the inside corner, and Pearson goes down looking. So 2 gone, and it brings up Alan Nelson, the left fielder. Reached on an error in the second and eventually scored. Singled and scored in the third, walked in the fourth. Bill Baker will be out here for the AU action tomorrow. I'll have the Aurora Central game at 10, and then all the action at West High with Naperville Central after the AU action. Fly ball, right center field. It will be in there in the alley for a base hit. Nelson's going to try to stretch it for 2. Here comes the throw, not in time. Stand-up double for Alan Nelson. So Nelson pops one to right center field for 2 bases. Brings up Tony Carroza, the shortstop. 2 out, a man at second. Carroza reached on an error in the second. Singled and scored in the third. Bounced into a double play with the bases loaded to end the 4th inning. So he was 1 for 3 so far. Now there'll be a pinch hitter. As a matter of fact, Pucklin will bat for him from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. So 1 ball to John Pucklin, the freshman. He's a second baseman normally. 5'8", 160 from Elgin Larkin High School. Batting for Carroza. There's a strike of the knees over the middle of the plate. 1-1. So Pucklin batting for Carroza. Spartans by 10. Bounces in the dirt, gets away, but not far enough for Nelson to decide to advance, so he stays at second base. Makes it a 2-1 count, however. So the Spartans do not score here in the 6th. And Wesleyan does not score in the 7th, it's over. But if Wesleyan can put across a run, they'd get within that 10-run rule and keep playing. Low and away. 3-1 now to Pucklin. On deck, leadoff man Kurt Hubert. Ball 4, Pucklin draws the walk. Base on balls means first and second, 2 out for Kurt Hubert, the right fielder. Has bounced to third, struck out swinging, singled and scored, and homered. His solo home run in the 5th inning made it 10-0. Low and away, ball 1 to Kurt Hubert. Well, Spartans have scored in every inning, but they're in danger here with 2 out, nobody in, and 2 on. Have ended that string. Had a run in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, a run in the 5th. Here we are in the 6th. So that's the Saturday schedule we talked about. On Monday, we'll have Aurora Central Catholic at East Aurora live at 4 o'clock. Pitches high for a ball, 2-0. On Tuesday, the 2 Napervilles will go at it. Naperville Central plays at Naperville North Tuesday. 4:15 start time at Naperville North. That one's a bit low for a ball. 3-0 to Hubert. Pitching around him very carefully, of course. Last time up, he hit a home run off of this same pitcher. On next Wednesday, Aurora U back at home against Trinity for a doubleheader at 2 p.m. Have that conference doubleheader for you. Ball 4. He loses Hubert to load him up. Base is loaded. 2 out for Bob Guajardo. Not the man you want to face if you're Wesleyan in this situation. Guajardo, 2 for 3 and a walk. 1 run scored. 3 runs batted in. And even his 1 out, a bounce out to third. Could have been a hit. He was out by an eyelash at first base. Came in hitting 600. His 2 for 3 in this one. Chris Cafalis on deck. Bases loaded, 2 out here in the 6th. Misses that one a bit high. Ball 1 to Guajardo. So on Wednesday, we're back here at AU, Trinity at AU at 2. On Thursday, West High hosting Elgin Larkin. 4:15 start for an Upstate 8 conference matchup. That curveball in there for a strike, 1-1. On next Friday, Aurora U back at home. A single game against Judson. 3 o'clock start time for that one. Then a week from tomorrow, it's the AU-IBC doubleheader at noon in Lyle. Oh, a hard shot right into the Wesleyan dugout. And it hit a clipboard that one of the players had. He says, yeah, I'm fine. It just hit the clipboard, but it rocketed off of something, and people were concerned for a second. Some damage to the clipboard, but that's about it. But it's a strike to Guajardo, 1-2. So the possible confrontation for the conference championship will be a week from tomorrow in Lyle against IBC. Curveball, line shot, single to right field. Here comes a run. Another runner around third. He will score. It's going to be a 2-run single for Bob Guajardo. 12-0 Aurora University keeps the scoring string alive. Guajardo 3 for 4. Kurt Hubert goes over to third on that play, by the way. Good heads-up running as Nelson scores from third. Puckland scores from second. Guajardo has 5 runs batted in on the day. 17 now for the year to lead the team. And Chris Cafalis is the batter and beater. Hit the first 2 men out. Then a bounce out to third and a strikeout. But then a double by Nelson. Walk to Puckland. A walk to Hubert. Single by Guajardo. 2 more runs are in. Pitch to Cafalis. Misses away, ball 1. Chris Cafalis has a single. Had that in the first inning. Has bounced out to short, bounced out to second, and struck out ever since. So 1 for 4. Fastball strike, 1-1 to Cafalis. So once again, if the weather is nice, baseball all next week as well on 1580. Inside, taken for a ball to Cafalis. Had pretty good luck this week. The rain out on Wednesday, so had to have Sports Watch 1580 from 5 to 7. That's what happens when there's no ball game. It's a 2-hour sports show from 5 to 7. Called strike at the knees to Cafalis. 2-2 count. And Wednesday did give us a chance to talk to Jim Schmid on the program about Aurora University's tough loss to Lewis the other day. That one misses low, so it's 3-2. Talk to the coach after the game. Runner goes, foul, right by that Wesleyan dugout again, but that one not hit quite as hard. Count stays at 3-2. If anyone's interested, not only do the Cubs play tonight in Montreal, but the Iowa AAA Cubs open up their season in Oklahoma City. Tapper towards short. Throw to first for the out. Vogel to Anderson to retire the side. 6-3 put out, but 2 runs come across on 2 hits. A couple of walks in there as well. Move to the top of the 7th. Last chance for Wesleyan. Aurora University 12, Wesleyan nothing. Back in 1 minute, 60 seconds on WKKD. Mark Vasco back at Aurora U, top of the 7th inning. Steve Moga, on the way to a masterpiece, has given up just 2 hits so far, no runs. Defensive changes for Aurora University. Get some other people some action. Have ourselves a new catcher. Behind the plate, Andy Campbell, a freshman, 5'9", 175 from Rock Island. New center fielder, Tim Longmore. So Longmore out in center field now. And we have a new shortstop as Puckland, John Puckland, after he batted, will stay in the field and play shortstop. Puckland, a freshman. 5'8", 160 from Elgin Larkin, as we mentioned. Longmore, a freshman outfielder, 6'3", 187 from Hoffman Estates. Scott Sands will lead off against Steve Moga. Sands has struck out and bounced to the mound. Sidearm fastball. Misses low and away. Ball 1. So far in this game, Steve Moga has struck out 7. Tapper right back to the mound, off the tip of his glove again. Cafalis charges, throws, and they got him anyway. That's a heck of a play. That time, Moga had to fall off towards the first base side of the mound to go after it. Hit the tip of the glove. Kafalis able to charge and make the plays. The 4-3 putout. Well, actually, the 1-4-3, come to think of it. Have to give him some credit since it tipped the glove. One gone for Rich Watson, the DH, has bounced out to short, then bounced out to first base. Left-handed hitter. Tapper towards the third base side. Moga off from the mound. He picks it up field, throws, and gets him. Little Tapper hit the plate, bounced towards the third base line. Moga sprung off the mound to go get it. Threw out to Pearson. 2 gone. Leaves it up to Brian McNulty, the catcher. Was out first base unassisted and struck out swinging in the 5th inning. So he is 0 for 2 so far. Moga struck out 7, has walked only 1 so far. Strike, first pitch to McNulty. His only walk came last inning. The next one, off speed, misses inside, 1-1. Moga backs off the mound. Now he's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Sidearm fouled out of play for 2 strikes. So it's Alan Nelson in left, Tim Longmore in center now, and Kurt Hubert in right. Gene Wozniak at third, with John Pucklin at short now. Chris Kafalis at second, Paul Pearson at first, with Andy Campbell behind the plate for the 7th inning, and Moga on the mound. 1 strike away from a distance shutout, and a 2-hitter. Tapper towards second base. Kafalis up with it, throws to first for the out and the win. 12-0, Aurora University over Illinois Wesleyan here this afternoon. Another 1-2-3 inning for Steve Moga. The 4-3 putout ends it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. In that 7th inning for Illinois Wesleyan, a 9-inning game scheduled. Because of the 10-run rule, it ends after 6.5, 12-0. Aurora University gets the victory. We'll come back, total it up, talk to victorious coach Jimmy Schmid after this 2-minute timeout, 2 minutes right here on WKKD. And we're back here at Aurora University. Spartans get the 12-0 win over Illinois Wesleyan. Steve Moga, the distance win, the 2-hitter. And I think the key for him all day long, he was getting ahead of hitters all day.
Mark, he's a tremendous pitcher when he has the right conditions, and we've always teased him about that, but we don't like to overreact to that, only because then when you don't see the right conditions, you have a tendency to. What I mean is, you know, today is just probably the perfect day for baseball. 68, 70 degrees, no wind whatsoever, and Steve can make the baseball do a lot of things. He was all over the plate, like you said, throwing 3 pitches for strikes from a couple of different angles, and he's really hard on left-handed hitters if they're not real disciplined. And you saw Illinois Wesleyan, big, strong hitters, like to pull the ball, like to leave early with the lead shoulder, and he was able just to drive that ball down and away with that changeup all day long. And it really is an equalizer if you can locate the baseball like that.
Now, we were talking to you on the show on Wednesday, and you were not exactly a happy man after the Lewis ball game. This has got to help the spirits. You hit the ball, you pitched well, you executed defensively. I mean, you did it all today.
Yeah, we played very, very well. We just had a couple of defensive lapses in the 6th inning, and that stuff's going to happen. Wozniak made a tremendous play when the ball hit the base in the 6th inning to get us started. And I really thought the big play of the game, if there was one, was the ability of Rich Rocco to throw out the first runner. Next kid up hits a rocket to center field. We make the play, and all of a sudden from there we got the early lead and really took over. But, yeah, we did it all pretty well today. And, again, we've perennially played pretty well at Snell Field, Mark, and you've been here a lot of times, and we've won a lot of games here, and I don't know what it is, but we have a tendency we see the ball better here, we react better here, and we like the home field advantage. I guess everybody else does too, but we're particularly good at home, aren't we?
12 runs on 15 hits today, and even though they pitched 2 freshmen, Chazar, their starter, was 2-0, so it wasn't like they sent out someone who didn't know what he was doing.
I'd like to have him. He's going to be a pretty good pitcher, isn't he? And that's what I told Coach Martell after the game. You could see he wanted to work fast. He got his rhythm on a couple of people and were able to step out. He really didn't find his breaking ball consistently throughout the ballgame, and that hurt him. And we happened to get some real big hits, especially in whatever it was. I think it was the 3rd inning where we got 4 runs after 2 outs, and those things really hurt. Guajardo had the big triple with men on 1st and 2nd, and he's a nice player, isn't he?
Guajardo,
he can play.
By the time he graduates,
he can play.
He's going to be all everything.
Well, he just plays so hard too, doesn't he? Yeah, he hits both pitches and he stays back and he runs, and he's just a good player. But you know, you look at us 1 through 7, and this is taking nothing away from Nelson or Carrozza, but they're not as offensively experienced as our top 7. But our top 7 can put the bat on the ball.
I'm not going to argue. Kurt Hubert rocketed a home run.
Yeah, and he didn't really have good swings today, but he's just a real fine hitter. If he doesn't get behind in the count, and the kid can throw a good breaking ball. If he's a fastball pitcher, he can get his hands out.
Rocco seems to be coming along.
Yeah, he threw the kid out the first time there. That was nice because he has a little bit of arm trouble, but he's getting more and more patient in the batter's box. For him to be successful, that's very important. And we got the great game out of everybody, and wish you could have used a few more players, but the game kind of snuck up on us, and it's 5 o'clock, and you got to like that.
No, I'm not arguing about that at all, mister. I believe you me. I'm very happy about that.
If you had a wife, you could relocate for an hour and a half like I'm going to. Now she's probably listening, isn't she?
I know it. Well, Lindo kept telling me he was going to show up here today, and he never did, because he had nothing to do. He had a game at 10 o'clock this morning.
How'd they do?
They got a 2-1 win.
Good.
So by the time noon was around, he was done for the day, too. He said he was going to sneak out here with nothing else to do, but he must have had the car radio on somewhere.
Well, I tell you what, I appreciate you coming.
You got the conference week coming up. Starts up tomorrow, basically, with Rockford for a couple of games. And Rockford, the Regent Lions, what about them this year?
Well, we've got an ugly week. To answer the first part of that question, Mark, we've got Rockford 2 Saturday, Concordia 2 Monday in the remake, and then we've got the game Tuesday, a humongous game against North Park, doubleheader Wednesday against Trinity, Friday against Judson, and doubleheader Saturday against IBC. So we're going to know a lot about the Spartans by the time 1 week from today rolls around. And Rockford will play us hard. There's no question about that. I think we have better overall athletes. I think we have more experience on the mound. We have to play well. They've probably played us as well as anybody in the 4 or 5 years, well, I guess 6 years now. I lost track of the years that I've been here, and they've beat us 2 or 3 times in that time period. And they'll compete. We have to hit the ball, and it becomes a simple game when you throw the ball and hit the ball, doesn't it?
Absolutely. If things go well, pitching-wise, who are we likely to see?
Tomorrow we're going to see Dale and Maury, and we're going to go back with Dale the first game and Maury the second game. And we're going to come back with Moga against North Park because, again, how well he throws against left-handers. And from that point forward, I don't know, but we're probably looking at, 2 of those top 3 against IBC with a kid in relief.
Well, 5-2. Let's just hope the weather stays nice and get them all in.
Yeah, I just hope we get into 2 tomorrow. We'll go from there, won't we?
All right.
Thanks, Mark. Bye-bye.
Congratulations. Jimmy Schmid of Aurora University. Spartans get the big win today. Just a day in the park. 12-0 this afternoon. 12 runs on 15 hits, 1 error for Aurora U. Illinois Wesleyan, no runs on 2 hits, 5 errors. Steve Moga over Bob Chazar in this ballgame. Moga now 2-0 on the season. No runs and 2 hits given up by Moga today. Struck out 7, walked only 1. Can't pitch much better than that. He faced the minimum through the first 5 innings.